No, because what he said to me, the reason why he does it, because he says any hole is a goal.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but no, any hole isn't a goal. Well, listen, I'm not here to judge people. Whoa, oh shit, we're rolling. Sorry, we're live.
Are we live now?
We're live. Let's go.
Bro, you can't be saying those things.
We'll cut it out. Let's go.
What up, guys? I am Sa Ra Garvey, and welcome back to the weekly roundup of the people's opinion. And what we're going to be doing this week is we are going to be going into a few things. We're going to be talking about Fresh and Fit. We're going to be talking about the woman that has taken the internet by absolute storm, TikTok specifically. Her name is Tessa. We're going to be talking about what happened in Parliament. I'm also going to be talking about what is happening in the UK and the world right now in regards to the ideology that I like to speak about called Islam. So yeah, get your, I guess, quote unquote Islamophobia hats on, because you know how people do. They don't like to hear the truth, do they, Jesse? And I'm not here by myself, as you just heard me say. I'm here with the man behind the camera that no one actually knows, no one sees. And it's Jesse telling me about, every hole is a goal, bro.
No, I said every hole is not a goal.
Bro, that's what you said, bro.
But anyways, I'm changing my name. It's not Jesse anymore.
What's your name?
My name is now the Black Activist.
The Black Activist? What are you? First of all, you're not black.
Yeah, so?
Second of all, what are you trying to activate?
The Holy Spirit.
You're trying to activate the Holy Spirit?
Holy Spirit.
Amazing.
Holy Spirit.
And how's that going for you?
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
So, first of all, the name doesn't fit.
No.
You might need to think of another one.
Yes.
Because you've got locks on your head.
So now I'm not black, but I have
not black,
locks.
But you got locks. We're just gonna make people confused about who you are.
Let's go.
You've got locks on your head.
Mm-hmm.
What about a rustitute? So it's a ruster, but not quite a ruster. It's a rustitute. Does that make sense? No? I don't think he likes it, guys. Anyway, we've got a few videos to review and show you today. I hope you guys have had a good week. The weekend is here, and I hope you guys are going to have a great one. But recently, Jesse, do you know who Fresh and Fit are?
Never heard of them.
You don't know who? You must know who.
Well, I'm not joking for once. Never heard of them.
Anyway, Fresh and Fit were in London this week. For all who don't know, there's a guy called Myron who does a podcast in America, and he has a lot of women on from Miami. I think they're based in Miami, and he has a lot of women on. And a lot of the time they have debates on women and men's issues and relationships, X, Y, and Z. And what happens is that they disagree. And he's got this thing called Frank Castling. Frank Castling is kind of when he throws people out of the studio. And the show's called Fresh and Fit. Now, he embodies the fit, and he has a sidekick called Fresh. Now, what has happened of recent is that they get callers calling in and getting people giving their opinions on what they do. A lot of people are saying, we love what you do, Myron, and Fresh and Fit, and blah, blah, blah. But on this occasion, there was a very critical individual who phoned up the show and gave his opinions on Myron's sidekick by the name of Fresh. Now, I would say that he has got a few points, because if we think about Fresh and Fit, we know Myron and we know Fresh exists, but I don't actually know his name.
Sorry, can I stop you? Because what if we don't know? Because I really don't know. So what if your subscribers don't know?
They don't know his name.
What if we don't know these people? You're saying as if we know.
I just described who Fresh and Fit were. They do a podcast in Miami.
I'm still confused, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's because you were fiddling around with cameras behind there, mate. But yeah, they do a podcast, and I've got a video of them, and I want people to take this in and see what the guy says. Jesse, can we play that video of Fresh and Fit, please?
Cool. The video is 2 minutes long, guys. Please enjoy.
Watching your show for a while, and I believe that you could relegate Fresh's contribution to the podcast to 4 buttons on your stream deck. That's my one critique.
What?
Now, if you need me to go more into that, I also have a book that has been already written on Fresh's contribution to the show. It's called Why Myron Deserves Fresh. It's spell checked by Aaron C. Poxon.
What?
I'm being serious. I've already done the cover art and everything, and I got like Fresh's bio on the back and stuff. It's only 3 pages because that's all I could really come up with as far as contributions. Well, 2 of the pages, one's a cover page, the other one's a table of contents, and the other one's just like a double-spaced list of things that Fresh contributes to the podcast. But things that are included on the book, you got the actual body count. There's a lot of things on there, but I would like to, I guess, propose that book should definitely be out to the masses. So people that hate on Fresh, they should at least pick up the book and know his actual contribution.
So what is your bottom line here?
Please tell us.
My bottom line, well, I mean,
To sell his book.
I think that the hate that Fresh gets, it's kind of warranted. I want to say that Fresh, you do ride on Myron's coattails. You can't really have a show without Myron. You could have the show without you, though. I mean, all you need is like a mannequin with a black trash bag over it. Myron just programmed like 4 buttons. The first button could be like, "So ladies." The other button could be like, "Red flag." The last button could be like, "All right, last off on the show."
All right.
I'm being serious.
I've got questions.
Imagine someone calling into your show to roast your ass. Go on, Jess. You said you had questions. Go on.
So
Yeah.
he was saying that Myron leads the show,
Myron leads the show. Myron's like the main voice of the show.
and this is a good thing. He likes that.
Listen, I've had my disagreements with Myron in the past and stuff he's done. He's done some very silly things, in my personal opinion, like wear KKK hoods on screen and, do Heil Hitler signs and sit down with, admitted racists like, Fuentes and whatnot. But when it comes to research on what he's doing, Myron knows what he's doing.
Okay. Cool.
Fresh, on the other hand.
So who was who?
Fresh.
No, on the screen, who was who?
What do you mean, who was who?
I'm assuming the people on the screen were fresh and fit.
Yes, they were fresh. That's fresh and fit.
So who's Myron?
Myron is the lighter one.
And he's the one that they
He's
like.
the one that leads.
And they like this.
And they like this. Because
Okay.
he's very good at what he does. 100%. He's very good at what he does. But the guy phones in to basically roast Fresh and say that he doesn't really need to be there. He should be there. Oh, he could be there with like a trash bag and like four phrases, which I think is disrespectful. However, when you do watch the show, if you do watch the show, you will realize that he's actually not that wrong. Like, what does Fresh do? Now, bearing in mind, he could do stuff behind the scenes that we don't know. Okay, so I'm prepared to give him that, right? However, on screen, he doesn't really contribute much to the actual podcast, which is called Fresh and Fit. So his name is actually first in the podcast, Fresh and Fit, right? But it's like the Fit, who is supposed to be Myron, Fresh doesn't do anything generally.
So basically, so I get this right. Essentially, wait, so Fresh doesn't do anything.
Fresh hardly does anything.
So
bro.
I will be Fresh. And you
do stuff, bro. No, don't downplay yourself. I know you look weird, yeah, and I know you haven't washed today, but don't downplay yourself, bro. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? No, but yeah, basically he doesn't do much.
We've got a comment here from Regular Degular. I love the spelling. It says Fresh is all behind the scenes and he's the money.
Like I said, I don't know that. But if he is behind the scenes, if you watch that video, what the guy goes on to say is that if he is a behind the scenes guy, then he should just be a behind the scenes guy.
Because he's not needed.
Because he's not kind of needed on
just
the show.
Get a mannequin.
He's basically sits there and listens up and says certain things here and there, but Myron definitely controls that show. And so it's like, what is... in these days and times, it's very interesting because everyone's got an opinion. People have got an opinion on this show. People got an opinion on me in general. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, when it comes to the show, if you watch it just with the naked eye, you will definitely get that Fresh doesn't do much. And I just think it's very interesting because it's like the quote unquote red pill space. Some people put me in there and blah, 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 because, you know, I'm not used to, but I speak on women's issues. I don't think I speak like a lot of the other people speak on women's issues. I think I'm more fairly balanced. However, I feel like the quote unquote red pill space is kind of dying down. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's kind of on its last legs. When it comes to the red pill space, I would say there's one person that I think should be, who is more balanced in my personal point of view.
Joe Biden.
No. Who I think is more balanced and who I think has more of a level head, which is MTR. Shout out MTR.
Shout out MTR. Who's MTR?
Mediocre Tutorial Reviews. And Mediocre Tutorial Reviews is like a good leader for me for the red pill space. Myron, not so much, because he's quite angry and he can be quite shouty and he can be quite, you know, quote unquote aggressive, whereas MTR seems a little bit more balanced. There were times when Kevin Samuels was in this space, right? And obviously he's the godfather. There were times when he got, you know, a little bit like, yo, shut the fuck up. This is what's going on. But it seems like it depends on certain things. Myron seems like that a lot of the time. Whereas MTR, in my personal point of view, I'm not trying to pit them against each other, but in my personal point of view, I think MTR is more of the guy to kind of take the baton and lead the charge in the red pill space, if I'm totally honest.
N Trades says that the red pill leader is Andrew Tate. Ha, ha, ha.
No, I wouldn't say so. I think Andrew Tate touches on a lot of red pill stuff, but I think Andrew Tate is a bit broader than the red pill space. Andrew Tate talks about, you know, governmental stuff, you know, quote unquote, the matrix, you know, people, what happens in the highest echelons of government and stuff like that. So while I do understand that Andrew Tate may have some talking points on the red pill, I don't think he's a red pill leader. I think people who specifically focus on the red pill specifically and just that should be kind of classed as like the leader of the red pill space. That's my personal point of view.
Okay, cool. But where do you stand? So do you believe that they could just have this Myron guy in the back and the show will be the same?
You're talking about Fresh, you mean?
Whoever I'm talking about.
Yeah, so Fresh could be in the back and Myron could run it. I actually believe that he could. I don't believe that if you watch the show, Fresh's contribution to the show, just like the guy said, could be kind of summed up in like four phrases. Do you know what I mean? He could be the money guy behind the scenes and he could just stay behind the scenes. Maybe he wanted to be on camera. Do you know what I mean? To be like, look, it's my show too. Could have been that. But yeah, when it comes to the show, I think it's led by Myron.
Okay.
That's my own personal.
So I'm Myron then now in this show.
Is that what you think?
What was the question? Let's move on.
Is that what you think?
No, let's move on. Let's go.
You're trying to say I'm fresh? That's going to be like a new curse now.
You don't smell fresh.
You're just like fresh. You're there, but you're not really there.
I'm gonna watch the show. I'm gonna.
Yeah, have a look at it, bro.
I'm gonna go. How long is it?
It's like a podcast. It's like a 2-hour pod. Listen, bro. Obviously, they snip certain bits up, and you hear certain things, and blah, and you see certain 10-minute clips, and blah blah blah. Just type in "Fresh and Fit" on YouTube. You'll find them. But Jesse, right?
Black activist.
Sorry, black activist who's trying to activate the Holy Spirit. In a recent week.
Yeah.
In the recent week, because this is a weekly roundup, a woman by the name of Reesa Tessa has taken over the internet with a 50 part series called Who the Fuck Did I Marry? She has done a 50-part talking.
10 minutes each.
10 minutes each.
500 minutes.
500
Longer
minutes.
than The Lord of the Rings with the director's cut.
Did you research that?
I'm a TikToker, so I see these things.
Right. It's crazy, bro. But what is interesting is that within a week, she has gained millions of followers.
I checked yesterday, she had 2.2 million followers.
when she first started, she was on like 6,000 or something like when I
so
saw.
she had a lot already.
No, it was low, bro.
No, 6,000 is a lot. It's more than I've got.
Well, yeah, but yeah, now she's on like 2 million. And basically, you see, I've got a few things to say about Reesa Tessa, right? First of all, props to being able to have people engrossed and enthralled for 50 different episodes. Props, okay? However, when you listen to some of the things that she said in there, I'm just like, oh my God, seriously. There were red flag after red flag after red flag that she could have spotted.
I'm going to let you speak and then I'm going to speak.
All right, she could have spotted it, right? And you know what I think essentially at the crux of it, the reason why she got strung along for so long?
Hit me.
People ain't going to like it.
Hit me.
People are going to say that I'm misogynist.
You are, but hit me.
People are going to say all kinds of things, but I don't care. It's because she's an average to unattractive looking fat woman. And she couldn't believe that she could be chosen like that. Am I wrong? Am I wrong though? Like she's, props to her, don't get me wrong, but she's an average looking fat chick. And she had a guy who apparently would give her the world and fly her to London and all this kind of stuff. And
how far have you got into it?
Brother, I'm not even gonna lie. My attention span for these kind of women's stories is very short. So I've only seen like certain episodes.
I've seen
and not whole episodes. I haven't seen a whole episode of any one of them.
I've seen part 1 to 5 in their entirety.
And what do you think?
I feel for her because not everyone is blessed with the luxury of having options. So kind of like what you said, but I'm just trying to be more politically correct in how I'm speaking.
Right.
Because unlike you, I don't hate black women. So I'm assuming 2020, she looks about what, mid-30s now?
Probably, yeah.
So
she's on the frumpy side.
Yeah, 4 years ago, she'd have been like in her 30s.
Yeah.
Easily. So
and it started from lockdown, didn't it?
Yeah, so 2020 March is when they met. April she was pregnant. I'm just thinking like she hasn't got, like you said, many options. So
yeah,
she can't.
A woman like that doesn't have many options.
So she's not making her judgments with a sound and clear mind. She's got to bear these things in mind, you know. And sometimes we're willing to overlook a lot of red flags in any situation, not just
because she's chosen. She was being chosen by a guy.
Yeah. And she's got to say to herself like, I need to just get it while I can. Time's running out. So like, I think like what she hasn't said is that she's not surprised, because if you watch it, she's asking herself questions like when they went to value the house, put offer in all this stuff. She knows that something's up.
Yeah.
But it's what she's willing to accept. It's like, for example, attractive women who are with multi-billionaires and they know that their husbands are
cheating on them.
Yeah. But they're saying, what's the chance of me meeting another multi-billionaire
like this? Yeah.
Okay. Am I willing to put up with this in exchange for that? And the answer is yes. And even when they do eventually get divorced and they tell everything.
And they take half his money.
Yeah, going through that. They knew, but they were willing to accept it. It just depends for how long. Yeah. And she's not average looking. Like
she's what, below average looking?
Yeah, despite her size, that she's not an attractive woman.
She's not an attractive woman, is she?
So
I mean, you said it. He said it.
Yeah,
he said it.
I'm saying it.
He said it.
You're saying it in misogyny. But back to
I'm saying it in misogyny.
Yeah.
And you're saying it in what?
English.
Okay. Is misogyny a new language?
That's the language you speak.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But yeah, so anyway, on a positive, props to her for being able to tell a story and keep people enthralled, right? But we're going to continue. But Jesse, do we have people speaking about it in the comment section?
Not so much. People are still on the whole Kevin Samuels red pill space as it stands. Born Malone says, I found Reesa Tessa boring. She ignored the red flags. And Saint Sir said, brilliant summary. They haven't watched it, so thank you for the summary, LMAO.
Do you know what it is, right? The reason why Reesa Tessa can become so popular is because women love a story, Jesse. Women love stories, bro.
Yeah.
That's like, for people who don't know, 80% of consumer buying decisions are made because of women. When people are trying to sell something, they know that they can sell it to a woman. Okay, you can sell it to a woman, and if you put a good story around it, you can sell it to her because women love stories, bro. And so, listen, Kevin Samuels, who was telling the truth, wasn't telling no damn stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't gain 2 million followers in a week. He couldn't. When he gained 1 million on YouTube, I remember it was over a matter of months of consistent stuff because guys prefer to hear things that they resonate with that make sense. And for me, a lot of the time women tell stories, I'm just like, I don't know if I believe you.
Yeah, because there's what happened and then there's your version of events.
Right. And a lot of women telling stories are based off their feelings. Do you know what I mean? And that kind of, we're going to keep talking about it, but it kind of segues me to our meme.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
We have a meme.
Even
if we call it even if lady, and even if lady, right, has also decided to do a story time, which I made a video to. I had to, Jesse, because it was too funny.
Because you hate her.
I don't hate her, man. She hates me.
Be honest.
I don't hate her. I don't
Tell
know
the
her.
truth and shame the devil.
I don't know her enough to hate her, bro. But she done a story time, and this is the type of stuff that I say women love stories. Could we play her story? Because it's the one that I done, but play her story.
Where are we? Where am I?
I don't know where you are.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go.
the time I got slapped by a guy I met on Hinge.
Here we go!
He messages me and like, oh, I'm in your area. Like, can I come and see you? Now, on a normal day, I would be like, hell motherfucking no.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
And I was like, yeah, cool. Come up. Let's have a time. Came up, whatever. He was like, yeah, I'm going to bring alcohol. We're going to get lit. We're chilling. We're vibesing. And he's like, oh, let's play a game. And in the midst of us playing that, he goes, oh, never have I ever wanted to kiss the person next to me. I'm not going to lie. There was a little bit of vomit in my throat because ill.
You know, it actually didn't go down like that.
Anyway, we start kissing. I'm not gonna lie, the kisses were good. He was quite skilled in that area, I won't lie. Yeah, I was getting into it, you know, we was all kissing, just like getting into it. I just feel one dirty slap. Whoa! I said, eh? It was so mad, yeah, because he didn't even realise that I was out of it. He just kept on kissing me. And I'm literally there like, you just slapped me? I just looked at him. I give him slap back. Yes. If you do me, I do you.
Basically.
How can you come into someone's house, you're kissing them and you slapped me? Why would you slap me? And he was like, you said you like it rough. I said, I never said that. I said I like to be politely violated.
In this camera.
Jesse.
Yes.
I don't believe a word of what that girl just said. A word.
No.
Nah. I believe a little bit.
Yeah, there are elements of truth in there for sure.
There are elements of truth in there, but the red flags were just ridiculous. They were ridiculous. This girl said, right, I don't normally do this. I don't normally let a stranger up into my house. Oh, shut up. You see, women do things like this, right? When they tell their stories to try and absolve themselves of guilt, right? Mm-hmm. She wanted to get her coochie stretched, right?
Oh my goodness.
She wanted to get her coochie stretched by a stranger.
Scratched.
No, it's stretched.
What?
I thought it was scratched, but people say, no, it's not my coochie stretched. Scratched. It's stretched.
Oh my goodness.
Because of the accent. So she wanted to get her coochie stretched, right? By a stranger. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh yeah, you know what? He said, never have I ever wanted to kiss a person. And she said, oh, there was a little bit of sick in my mouth because ill. But then in the next verse, she's kissing them all up. So obviously, right, there was no sick in your mouth. You didn't not like him. You liked him. You knew what you were doing. You invited a stranger up to your house who slapped you in your face. Okay? He slapped you in your face. And do you know why he slapped her in her face, Jesse?
Because she told him.
Because they had a conversation about that type of stuff. All right? We're not idiots. Like when she said, oh no, I like to be politely violated. You had conversations about that stuff. Come on, let's be realistic. And this is the thing: when women tell stories, they've always got to be the victim. There's always got to be some kind of aggressor, and they're never the one to start it. Because in the story, she said that he called her and said, "Oh, I'm in your area." She could have said no, but she doesn't usually let strangers up into her house. She doesn't usually do that. No, of course not.
I think what people need to understand with you right now, Sarah, is that you don't like this woman.
No, Jesse, don't do that.
Because I'm gonna
don't do that, bro.
Let me just be honest, because I'm not a liar, okay? Unlike some people on this show. Yeah. This meme which I'm about to play.
Even if
that was in direct response to you, Sarah.
It was.
Yeah. If you look, I'm gonna put a picture up. Look in the background. That is Sarah in the background over her right shoulder. She was responding to a video that Sarah made.
Even if.
Okay, so that's why you dislike her.
I don't listen. Let me tell you something. I don't dislike her. I thought it was funny. Yeah, I thought her response to the video that I made about badders was actually quite amusing. Hence the reason why we use her now as a meme, right? But you can't write this story. Cannot be written. It's just her. Like it seems like it's her trying to get clout, bro. That's what it seems like.
Even if she's trying to get clout,
yeah,
I just want you to admit that you're not a fan of hers.
No, did I not invite her on the show, Jesse?
Yeah.
Right, I invited her to sit down to talk, and she didn't want to. So it's not like I don't like her. If I didn't like her, I wouldn't invite her on the show. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not sure about you, Sa Ra Garvey.
Listen, man, like I'm a very straight down the line individual. I can only be me, right? There's only one of me, and I advise people to only be you because everyone else is taken. Okay. I confuse people. I piss people off. I make people happy. I make people laugh. I make people wonder. I don't care because I can only be me. Okay. That's just who I am. All right. So when go back to this Reesa Tessa, the reason why you could tell a 50-part story is because women love stories. She knew that telling that story, women were going to tune in like, oh, really, girl? Oh my God, what?
You know what? For me, the story, it's the cadence of how she's telling the story. It's so like relaxed, like, and
she's done this before.
No, she's done it before. She just has a knack for it, is what I'm saying.
Who does?
Reesa Tessa.
Reesa Tessa.
Just the cadence of how she's talking. I don't really care what happened. We all know it's a disaster, but it's the way she tells the story. She's got a knack for it.
She's got a knack for storytelling.
Do you know the resolution? Do you know what happened in the end?
No, tell me, because I haven't.
No, I don't know. I've only got to part 5.
Apparently, Mr. Legion, which is the guy's name, who she got married to, Legion, who she mentioned all throughout these 50 parts. Legion's now apparently come on the internet and said some stuff.
So he's Jamaican with a name like Legion, yeah?
Why are you trying to do us Jamaicans like that for, bro?
But I'm just trying to make it make sense.
Why are you trying to make Jamaicans the bane of your existence?
No, okay.
Because we were shut up, boy, you know. We were shut up, boy.
Real
bad man.
No, he just sounds like I've never met anyone.
I don't know if he's Jamaican, but it does sound like a Jamaican name, doesn't it?
Legion.
But I don't think it was his real name. She's not going to give his real name. But you know what the internet does?
Research.
They do research, and they found this guy, bro. And it was, I'm not into the doxing thing. I'm not. I don't like it. It doesn't matter. And this is the thing about the internet where they could tell a story about something and be like, oh, I'm going to go and research who it is. And they go and research and they find it. And apparently his son from like another marriage has come and said something.
That was his son.
Or someone's son from another marriage or something. I'm just like,
son.
Don't. It's getting messy now. But the thing is, women like messy. They like it because it's gossip, isn't it?
They like it rough.
Yeah, they like it rough.
They like
but
it
it's gossipy. And the thing is, that is why Reesa Tessa has become so popular. Also, apparently, Reesa Tessa has wanted to go to London and Paris, which was part of the story. Because she was promised to go to London and Paris. And she was apparently promised a BMW with a cognac interior.
Okay.
Apparently. And that's been a huge thing. Oh, she wants a BMW now with a cognac interior. And I think with the money she's made, she's going to get a BMW with a cognac
interior. Money from
interior.
where?
From TikTok.
They pay you?
Yeah, TikTok pays. It's minimal, but she's being sponsored by all types of people now. Bro, the story went crazy viral, you know. She's broken records on TikTok. No one has gained that many followers in that short space of time.
Okay.
No one on TikTok has ever done that.
Okay.
So she's now made her money, which is great. Like I said, even though I may feel like, oh, it's a story, she's made her money. That is absolutely great. And now she's apparently going to live out the dreams that Legion promised her.
This is good, man. So
no, it's good, isn't it? There's a silver lining. Do you know what I mean?
You know what part of the story really annoyed me?
Go on.
It's very early, maybe part 2 or part 3. She's talking about lockdown came,
right?
And they had to decide whether they're gonna not incubate. What's that word that people did?
Incubate. Let's go with that, because they're like
quarantine
cocoons, aren't they?
Quarantine.
Incubate.
Where they were going to quarantine.
Go ahead.
Place or her place. And he had a studio, which was only temporary.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a 3-bedroom townhouse. I think it was townhouse. 3-bedroom place with 2.5 baths. And I was like, oh, she got money. And then it turns out she's only paying under $1,000 a month in her rent. I'm thinking, what in the world?
We're getting shafted over here, mate.
We are getting shafted.
We are getting shafted.
That's the bit that annoys
royally
me.
Shafted over here.
That's crazy.
Sorry, under $1,000, a 3-bedroom townhouse
with 2.5 baths.
Oh, get out of there, bro. £1,000 will get you a room in London. A room, bro. Maybe with an ensuite that you're sharing with 5 other people.
That
in the
room
house.
with an ensuite is called a studio.
No, like if you're gonna have a house.
Yep.
This is guys, for all my people that are out there who are not in London. There's great things about London. Okay, this is just me. I'm not trying to disrespect London. There's great things about London. But if you want to live in London, you better have some money. Mm-hmm. Okay, you better have some money, because renting over here is got ridiculous.
It's crazy.
So so if you had like a house, they do house shares over here. So there might be a 5-bedroom house, which they turn into 5 different houses in one,
essentially, and the living room becomes
becomes like the communal place for everyone.
My friend was living in one of these places. They had a bed in the kitchen.
A bed in the kitchen.
Yes.
And then they'll ask you for $1,000, and there's 5 people in the house.
Yep.
They're all getting $1,000 for them every month. So the guy's making $5,000 a month, whoever the landlord is, right? Plus bills.
Yep.
Guys, if you guys want to visit London, by all means, visit London. It's an amazing place. But if you guys want to live in London, just have some money.
And just to confirm, thank you to Kenyan Princess 28, Habari Gani. She said
Habari Gani.
Yeah, she said that it was his stepson from a previous marriage. So it was his stepson from a previous marriage. So the guy that
he got with a woman who already had a son.
Yeah.
So it was a stepson.
From a previous marriage.
From a previous marriage.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
A stepson from a previous marriage is known as a nobody to you.
That's very true.
Unless you raise them from like the age of like 1 to like whatever.
You get into my personal life. I raised another woman, Shah, for 10 years.
How was that?
And when you say that they're no one to you, which is very unfortunate, it's not the child's fault. But yeah, now I don't even speak to them. And they'll raise them for like 10 years of their life.
Now and then I think of when we were together.
It's crazy, bro. Like, we can segue into something that... This is why the red pill space, right? Your neighbors are going crazy. Mm-hmm. This is why the red pill space exists. Because a lot of men have not known the pitfalls of... What are you looking at over there?
Just a comment. I'm reading it in a sec.
A lot of men have not known the pitfalls that have besieged other men, right? Mm-hmm. So one of them is raising another man's child.
Yeah.
One of them. And as somebody who done it for 10 years, I totally understand the red pill space. I totally get why it exists. Bro, you see, if you break up with a woman, if you take on another woman's child or children, and you eventually break up, because relationships do break up, it's a double breakup.
I'll be real. The way I feel right now,
you break up with the woman and you break up with the child.
I'll be real. If I was in that situation and I've raised this kid for 10 years, I'm sorry, that is now my kid.
That's how I saw the child.
I'm sorry, but listen.
They're coming with me.
I'm gonna see you every weekend.
I'm not the biological father, but they're coming with me.
We have a bond right now. I don't let go that easily.
Brother, let me tell you something. It is, and this is why a lot of men say raising another man's child is like going to play another man's saved game.
That's wild.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Never do that. That's crazy.
You would never do that, would you? It's his saved game, bro. You're gonna jump on it. You're gonna jump on and play. No, you want to start your own. So raising a woman's child or children is like going to play another man's saved game. Wow. Yeah, see, just blew your mind, didn't it?
Yeah, but there's more incentives.
Then for what?
Raising the child, because it's the woman you really want. The child is just
an add-on.
Basically,
it comes with the woman, or the children come with the woman. If you love a woman, now listen, this is my advice, Jesse. Sorry, I cut you, right?
Nah.
This is my advice to men. As you get older as a man into your 30s and 40s, the chances of you finding a woman of that age, if you do want a woman of that age, you might want a younger one, the chance of you finding a woman in her 30s with no children's quite scarce at this point in time. That's why men go for younger women, because younger women don't generally have children or child. So they know that they can start their game and not have to start another man's saved game, right? So a lot of what is happening now is that older women who have children expect men to come in and raise their children. Because remember, a woman with a child is not looking for a man. She's looking for a stepdad. She's not just looking for a man. I'm a man in my 40s, right? I would be looking. Shut up. I'll be looking for a woman. No, we're looking for a woman and a child. I'm looking for a stepmom. I've got a child. I as a man, I'm not expecting any woman to come into my life and be like, oh, hey, to my son, I'm going to be your new stepmom. No.
Which is why I feel for women, because men can start again. Yeah. Because you can leave and you essentially have no baggage with you. Okay. Whereas a woman, the baggage, I'm not calling kids baggage. No, I am calling kids baggage, but you know what I mean. They are with them. Like there's nothing they can do. 9 times out of 10, woman that has a child who's separate from a partner will still have the children. Not even 9 times out of 10, more than that.
But is that not why? Does that not make you? And this is the thing about men and women I've noticed in this quote unquote red pill space and in the space that I grew up or I grew in, trying to understand the psychologies of women. Us knowing that as men, it's a very logical thing to understand, and we don't go with our feelings. So a lot of the time when men do it now, they're like, oh, let me go with a logical thing. Let me go with a woman with no children. Women in that space think they can start again, and they can't. So what happens is a lot of the time women have 2-3 children, right? For sometimes 2-3 baby fathers.
Here we
right?
go.
And then what do they turn into? What do they get turned into? Women that guys will sleep with. They'll sleep with them, but they ain't gonna wife them. What, you with your 3 kids, love, and your 3 baby fathers? What am I taking on that for?
It's not easy, which is why
it's not easy. But that's why they've got to make smarter decisions, but they refuse to.
But what I'm saying is, if I'm being fair, men haven't got that same level of pressure to make smarter decisions with that regard.
In that regard, no. But men have pressure to make smart decisions in general.
Yeah, elsewhere.
Yeah, elsewhere.
That's where the balance comes in.
Listen, no one's coming to save us as men.
Jesus Christ will save us.
That's what you activated, isn't it? Yeah, no one's coming to save us. No. Bro, listen, as a woman, you know. As a
woman, what the fuck do I know as a woman?
Listen, let me finish my thought. Goodness gracious. You know, as a woman, women have all types of things to help them out. They have governmental assistance, they have women's shelters, they have all these different things to help them out if they do stupid decisions. Why is it the majority of men on the street? Homeless people are men.
Yeah. Because
men they don't have anyone coming to help them. Men don't care.
I was talking to my brother a long time ago. I was going through a really tough time. Talking to 2 of my brothers, and we just sat down. I was like, "Hey, you guys ever thought about suicide? When you've been going through a rough time?" And they looked at me and said, "No, what's wrong with you?" And they just started laughing, and that was that.
Where you going with this?
I'm just saying, men don't help each other. Because imagine, I wasn't going through that, but I'm just saying, they're just so blasé about the struggles of other men.
The struggles of other men.
They didn't think to say, hey,
they just realized, no, we can't kill ourselves. We got shit to do.
Yeah, they didn't say, hey, just what, you okay, bro?
Do you know when it comes to suicide, right? Mm-hmm. You know that when men commit suicide, they're more likely to go ahead with it.
Yeah.
Whereas when women commit suicide, they're more likely to survive it because a lot of the time they say it's a cry for attention from women. It's a cry for attention. Do you know what I mean?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So it's interesting you say that though about men and their struggles. When men struggle in silence, brother.
Yeah, like real men.
Yeah, but that's why the suicide rate for men is so high now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying the suicide for men is so high right now because men struggle in silence, and a lot of the time men realize that I'm getting onto something. Jesse, man, you're making me just go a little bit deep today. Are men suffering nowadays?
Men have always suffered, but you know.
Okay, are they suffering more because this is okay? So my personal point of view is men are suffering more nowadays because they're not allowed to be men. I think being a man is looked down upon.
You know, no, men can't men so much nowadays. That's true. Yeah.
They're not allowed to be men anymore.
I think as a whole, people can't speak what they really believe.
Right.
As a whole, men and women.
Yes.
And men, on top of that, definitely can't say what they believe.
What they really think.
Like women.
That's why you think I hate black women.
I know you hate black women, but women can say that.
That's a lie.
A woman can say I hate men, and she'll get a round of applause. These are just the facts.
It's called misandry.
No, that's a character in Game of Thrones. But if a man was to say that I hate women, then they'll be like, "How dare you?"
Yeah.
But no one's gonna clap them and say, in fact, even other men will laugh at them and say, "You're probably homosexual."
Yes, that's what they say.
Yeah.
So women are allowed to hate men, which is called misandry. Men aren't allowed to hate women, which is called misogyny. Right?
Should I play a video again on misogyny?
You want to play the video on misogyny?
Yeah, still got it.
All right, go on, play the video on misogyny.
No, do your thing. Sorry.
No, go on, play it.
Let me find it. Where is it? If you guys weren't here last week, this is the video. It's not long, 47 seconds.
Okay, you guys are all just like really misogynistic.
No, how do you define misogyny? What? I'm just asking how you define misogyny.
Can I go?
Are you okay? Like,
yeah.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here, brother. This is part of the problem when it comes to misogyny and misandry, because it's just like, bro, do you think that could be a bunch of women sitting down there and a man entered and be like, you know what? You guys are misandrous. If a man entered a place and said you're misandrous, I guarantee he'd be able to at least tell you what misandry is. First of all, he's not just going to say it and doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And then to be like, play victim, like, can I go? Can I go? And he just asks you a question. What is misogyny? Could you define it, please? Bloody hell. Jesse, what other videos we got there?
Sorry, I'm really comfortable.
You are. You're chilling, sitting back there.
One day, am I going to come on camera? Not come on camera. That's a bit weird. Wild. Am I going to be on the camera?
As Cameron would say, pause.
Yeah.
Are you going to come on camera?
No, that's wild. Am I going to be? I don't want to be on your camera. I don't like what you represent, if I'm being honest with you.
Basically, you want to be in the background and curse me out.
Yeah, because I don't stand for what you stand for.
So?
I don't want to be associated with you, but by face. The fact that you say my name.
I'm not really that bad, bro.
Brother, the fact that you say my name really irks me. Like I get looks on the street, yeah. Like, is that the Jesse?
Is that the Jesse that they're talking about?
I mean, it sounds like him. But this guy's black and the guy on the thing on the show is white. But no, we've got videos. We've got there's a video on Islam. There's a video about the therapist. There's a video on Parliament.
Do you know what it is? Play the therapist video, please, because that ties into what happens with Reesa Tessa.
Guys, we played this video last week. If you weren't here, you can see it for the first time. It's 2 minutes and 36 seconds long. Please enjoy.
I have been trained, very strongly trained by my mentor to never believe a woman's story in her marriage. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have gotten sucked into a woman's story because we are so convincing. We are so manipulative. We know how to dramatize and exaggerate the circumstances and experiences in the marriage to suck someone in, to feel sorry for us, to validate us in our victim story. and have even really no awareness to question that story from a woman and try to understand, well, what would the husband say, or what's his experience, though, what's his side of the story. And we bring that into therapy. So like I said, I can't tell you how many times over 10 years that I got sucked into a woman's story, and my mentor had to help me break through my cognitive dissonance and get back to the fundamental truth that I know. I've gotten so much better. It's very rare that happens now, but it can still happen because we are so convincing. It's just like, it would almost be blasphemy to not believe some of the things a woman says. And, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's terrible. Maybe he's not a good man. We are so convincing. And I've also had the pleasure over the years where I've worked with a woman. She has a strong story of her husband and how he can be aggressive or controlling and a narcissist. And she paints this story. And then I've had the pleasure to actually meet her husband, because she's tried to, we always want our husbands to change. So it's interesting. Women will convince their husbands to take my men's course, which is interesting because of what I teach men in that course, which is about all our woman ways and how men have to take their power back. But I've met these husbands, and I meet them, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she has this story of this man, because they're the typical good man, just loves their wife, is caring, is confused about how they're always wrong and can't be right. And when I meet the husband, it doesn't add up at all with the woman's story of him. So.
And I think that ties into the Reesa Tessa thing, she says as a therapist to never believe a woman's story. Now, I haven't heard Legion's version. Have you heard the guy's version, Jesse?
Well, we don't need to, because she's told us.
No. There are two sides to every single story.
No, we don't need his side.
No, I'm not doing that.
Why wouldn't we?
Listen, he could be every single thing that she says he is. He could be it. But just because he is doesn't mean that he doesn't get to say his side. You see, then we start getting into dictatorships. Oh, because I said it's true, then that means it's true. No, bro. We need to hear Legion's side of the story. Legion, come out and tell your side of the story, my bro. Okay? You could be the piece of shit that she says you are, but at least have your say, brother. She's got a 50-part series. Brother, let me tell you something. Set up your TikTok, and have not a 50-part, have a 12-part series on what happened. Wouldn't that be great if Legion came out and done that? Go on, Jesse.
I am Legion, and this what happened. All right.
Yeah, brother.
First of all, okay.
Why has he got a Jamaican accent?
We all know he's Jamaican. Yo, when it comes to the mortgage, me say, me never get approved first. Okay? Me tell her, say, I might get a mortgage. You understand? Cool. So, me never promise no BMW.
What fucking accent is that?
It's the crab from Little Mermaid.
Basically, under the sea. What kind of remixed Caribbean accent is that, bro?
That's a
that is. Do you know what that is? That's typical Africans trying to do an Jamaican accent, bro. You just don't know how to do it. You don't know how to do it. But yeah, Legion, all I'm saying is you need to come out and do your version, okay? And Jesse, this is what I'm talking about, Miss Andrew, right? You know, if Legion came out and done his version, you know the amount of women that would be in the comment section like, shut up, you're a liar, you're this, and blah, blah, blah. No one can go in her comment section and start lambasting her.
No, she could be lying. They probably are, man. You ain't with the comments,
bro. But she could be, bro. She would never have got 2 million subscribers in a week, brother. If people didn't believe her.
It's not about okay, I believe her.
Do you believe her?
I believe her.
Why?
Because it's her cadence. It's how she speaks. Yeah. Name me a fat person that lies. Right now.
Oprah? Yeah, exactly. Silence. Tumbleweed. You can't say
Name me 2 more.
Huh?
Name me 2 more.
No. You said name you 1.
Yeah, but they're big, so they take up a lot of space. So they count as
You're fat shaming now, mate. You better mind you don't get cancelled.
You get cancelled.
You better mind you don't get cancelled, brother.
You get cancelled.
So hang on, what? You don't think Oprah's a liar? Actually, let me not even say that because Oprah will probably send her hitters after me. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know? Talk about Oprah. I'm
There
going
we go.
to the Clintons. Do you know how many close friends of the Clintons have died in mysterious circumstances?
Well, you're going to be next, so go on.
I'm not a close friend. It's either 50. It's between 50 and 70 people. Like, I can Google it right now and show you. Like, there's a whole Wikipedia page about Clinton mysterious suicides.
What do you think's happened?
They put the hit out on them. I think who was it recently? Was it the chef or was it Obama? It was Obama's chef, wasn't it? What? Oh, you know. Let's move on from this. By the way, there's a comment earlier from Kenyan Princess from before that said that BMW even made a TikTok about finding her a car. Delta are flying her out to London and Paris, and Hilton are covering her stay.
See
a
that?
win is a win.
A win is a win. Listen, I can't hate on it. I cannot hate on it. I'm just saying, innit? Yeah, I'm just saying that I want Legion to come out and do a 50-part series, on his side, yeah, and it could be a total piece of BS, but at least have two sides. I think it's wrong that only one person gets to profit off of this. So Legion, I'm rooting for you, bro. I mean, I don't know if you are a liar and a bloody crazy dude, but I'm just saying, have your side of the story told. Jesse, I'm gonna switch gears now, though.
Yeah, man.
I got switch gears upon them. In our society in the UK, there is an ideology by the name of Islam that in recent years, I would say, in my personal opinion, has been kind of slowly creeping into society and demanding some things. I've done a video on school in London, but with a head teacher by the name of Catherine Burblesing. And she was a teacher. If anyone's seen the video, go on my channel and go and have a look at it. She has a secular school. And this school being secular has told everyone from every faith, from every walk of life, that they do not pander or cater to any religion. Not Jewish, not Hindu, not Buddhist, not Sikh, not Christian, not Muslim, nothing. It's a secular school where all peoples from all over the world can come, and education is the number one focus. But in recent months, the school has been accused of Islamophobia. The school has been accused of Islamophobia because some students in the school have decided that the school needs a prayer room. Now, did they know that there's no prayer room before they came to the school? Yes. Did their parents know that there was no prayer room before they came to the school? Yes. But they came anyway. You know why? Because out of 4,190 schools in the country, it is number one for marks for GCSEs, which means people want to send their children to good schools. Totally get it. But now she's being taken to the High Court for Islamophobia because one of the students have said, and a lot of the students have said, that they should have a prayer room. Now, to me, that's a bullying tactic. If you knew it wasn't there, then, you don't get to demand it once you get in. But in my personal point of view, this ideology is slowly creeping into society and attempting to take a foothold in certain things. And I just think that people need to be very careful of it. And I disagree with a lot of the tenets of it. I do. I'm not going to lie to you. I have to be very honest. I disagree with a lot of the tenets of Islam. I don't have a problem with people being Muslim, because people say, "Oh, you hate Muslims."
As long as they're not black women.
I don't mind people being Muslim. Everyone should be entitled to their religion. I think everybody should have their religion, from the Jews to the Christians to the Muslims to the Buddhists to the Sikhs to everyone. But I don't believe anyone has the right to push their religion on other people. It seems like this one can be quite bullyish. And so what I want to do is I want to play a video because of this week, I spoke about the central figure of Islam, being Muhammad, who married a 6-year-old girl and had sex with her when she was 9.
He didn't.
He did? Well,
No.
That's what their scripture says.
No.
That's what the scripture says.
No.
Okay, play the video and let's see.
And who claims he's 55 years old comes to collect her. He's bought Parwana for 200,000 Afghanis, just over $2,000 US. Covered up, Parwana whimpers as her mother holds her. "This is your bride, please take care of her," says Parwana's father. "Of course I will take care of her," replies the man. The fate of this small, helpless child has been sealed. 9-year-old Litan and 4-year-old Zeton for $1,000 US each. "Do you know why they're selling you?" the journalist asked Zeton. "Because we are a poor family and don't have any food to eat," she says. "Are you scared?" he asks. "Yes, I am." Another family in Gore province borrowed money from their 70-year-old neighbour. Now he's demanding it back, but they have nothing to give except their 10-year-old daughter, Magul. "I don't want to leave my parents." Days later, she discovers the sale has been finalised.
Now, I don't think that's a Islam thing. That's a cultural thing.
Yeah. You see the screenshot that I sent you?
The most recent one.
Could you put it up and read
It
it?
says 67 wedlock marriage, nikah. So chapter, the marrying of a daughter by her father to a ruler. That the prophet,
who is the
upon
prophet?
him, I don't know, it's
Muhammad.
Yeah, but married her when she was 6 years old, and he consummated his marriage when she was 9 years old. Hisham said, "I have been informed that Aisha remained with the Prophet, peace be upon him, for 9 years, i.e. till his death."
Brother, so you
guys are all just like really misogynist.
Sorry, you just said it was cultural. Their prophet done it, and so it goes not from culture. This is a man who is told to people that he is the best moral example for all mankind for all times in the Quran. So his moral example should be followed for all times. Now, when you saw the video, I saw your face. You were like, "What? Selling off your what? Marrying white? What?" But he done it 1,400 years ago. Now, this is the thing with me, Jesse, right? If something happened 1,400 years ago and it was barbaric and wrong, I could come out and say, "You know what, guys, we don't do that no more. It's crazy. We don't do that anymore." All right. However, there was a time, 500 years, where Europeans were allowed to own black people. It was lawful. It was normal. Now, Europeans came out 500 years later and said, "Actually, guys, we kind of effed up. Nah, we don't do slavery anymore. We free them." Now, does that mean racism doesn't exist? No, it doesn't. But what I'm trying to say is they understood, actually, they effed up. We can no longer do this. People are still doing it to this day.
But like I said, and there's a comment here as well, I don't think that's a religious thing.
How if Muhammad was the religion? If he was a central figure of the religion? And it's spoken and it's said that his example, not mine example, not yours,
I guess
his example is the moral example
so I guess
for mankind
they
to
may
follow.
justify it based on that. I believe that Muhammad may have given them their justification for it.
Mm-hmm. Which was his culture, are you saying? It was his culture at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Because long before the invention of Islam, this would have been happening.
This would have been happening.
Yes, I don't think it's an Islamic thing.
So I would agree with you. So my stance is religion is a deification of a people's culture.
I don't know what that means.
So
I get it. No, I do know what it means.
Religion,
I get it.
Is making culture better than another culture, but they're using a God concept around it to say, "Oh, it's godly." Mm-hmm. It's like, no, it's your culture that you try to deify. You try to make your culture supersede other people's culture by using God. I actually personally believe that a religion is a deification of people's culture. Okay, that's my personal belief. And so that's why when you look at certain religions, you look at, hang on, that aligns with people's culture, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like because the culture came first before the religion.
Yeah, like one thing that I always notice is when I know people that convert to Islam and they want to wear the kameez and that, that's not Islamic dress.
Right, it's culture, isn't it?
That's cultural. And
because the religion becomes a deification to people's culture.
And people think that, as now I'm part of the Muslim Brotherhood, I need to wear this.
You need to wear it.
You don't. That's just what they wear in the part of the world where it's hot, and you need to let that, then that's over, let the coochie breathe.
Let the coochie breathe. But that's my point. Like, religion is a deification of people's culture. And so if in the culture 1400 years ago, they were marrying off 6-year-olds and having sex with them when they were 9, that's now infiltrated into the religion, right? And that's become part of the religion. Whereas people need to separate that from the religion, but they can't, because the central figurehead of the religion done it and said, my moral example.
But I don't think everyone in the
I'm not saying every
that.
Muslim marries 9-year-old or 6-year-olds.
I'm not saying that everyone doesn't, but I'm saying not everyone would even be willing to do that.
But this is why I had a conversation. So very interesting. I had a conversation with an ex-Muslim by the name of Armin Navabi on my channel as well. Ex-Muslim. And he said something to me which resonated with me. He said, most Muslims are better than Islam. And I said, what do you mean? He said, a lot of the things written down in Islam, like this, like you just read it, they ain't going to follow that. You're like, marrying what? I'm not marrying a 6-year-old. No way. Because you're better than that. Because you know better than that. But you can't critique it. And that's where the blurred line comes in. There are things within this ideology that should be critiqued that people won't critique because they're scared that it's part of the religion and it would be going against the religion. And I'm saying, when you have an ideology like that, that you're scared of, we have a problem. When it comes to Islam, do you know what the penalty for leaving Islam is?
10, 15, 100.
Death. Apostasy is death.
No.
To leave the religion of Islam, it's like a gang, bro.
No.
Bro, it's in the same hadiths. To leave it, where Prophet Muhammad saying, if you leave this religion, kill him. If he leaves this religion, kill him. And I'm like, bro, that's not a religion. People can leave Christianity. They can leave Judaism. They can leave Buddhism, Hinduism. No one wants to kill him. And that's why I said it's very dangerous. I think people need to be very careful of the things that that they call a religion. I don't call Islam a religion personally. I call it an ideology. That's what I call it. Because religion is, to me, religion is between you and God. Or what you call God, what you call the divine. But when you have rules like, if he leaves, kill him.
He's dead.
He's dead. Nah, bro. That's not religion, brother. Like, that's not religion. So, yeah, I speak about, and I used to debate people at Speaker's Corner on Islam all the time. I got a lot of hate for it, right? But I actually believe that it needs to be highlighted. I think you're allowed to have your religion. You're allowed to believe in whichever God you believe in. But if you think that you can shove your God down other people's throat, like what happened with Catherine Birbalsingh, and say, oh, you're Islamophobic if you don't build that. Bro, you knew it weren't here, bruv. We're in the studio right now. Jesse, you know what I want to do? I want you to build me a chicken shop.
No.
You're going against me. You hate me, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Yeah, he does hate me. But if I knew there was no chicken shop in there in the first place, I can't say, oh, actually, I'm in there now. You got to build me a chicken shop.
My issue is, that I just want people to, if you're going to move from where you are from, the place you move to, I believe you should just assimilate. Like me, I drink 4 pints of beer every night.
Alcoholic, yeah?
Well, I live
Call the AA.
I live in South London. So, I've got to assimilate. You think I like watching football? Yeah. But no, seriously, I think you just enjoy your culture, but don't force everyone else to say, hey, by the way, back where I'm from, we do this.
Well, then go there then.
Yeah.
You drink 4 pints of beer in your house, right, every night. Should I drink it when you come into my house?
Yeah, because it's what makes me feel comfortable.
No, but should I do it?
Yeah, because I feel comfortable with people drinking
You
beer.
can't come into my house and tell me to drink your beer and do what you do in your house.
You're going to buy beer so I can drink it at yours.
No, you can drink it if you want to in your house. But in my house, I've got rules, and in your house, you've got rules.
No, but
I can't bring my rules into your house, can I?
No, no. Exactly.
There you go. And all it is simple. When in Rome, do as the Romans.
Literally, man.
Right? When in Rome, do as the Romans. I think it's just a universal thing. But when you have an ideology or ideologies who are supremacist and imperialist, that's when people clash.
Nah, for sure.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not allowed to bring my rules and regulations into your house, bro. Especially if they're to the detriment of people that are in my house, bro. Me and you might have a huge problem. And I think what has happened with this recent, we're going to get onto it, with this recent war in Israel, Gaza, right? A lot of people within this country have been Palestine supporters, and a lot of them have come out and blah, blah, blah. And I just think Islam's got a bigger voice in this country now. And I'm just like, cool, have your voice, but don't impose your shit. Do you know what I mean? Don't impose your shit. But Jesse, did you see what happened with the government, with the Gaza ceasefire?
No. I don't really watch mainstream.
Well, we've got a video on that. Could you play the video on that, please?
Bear with me. This video is 2 minutes and 18 seconds long, people. Please enjoy and don't leave us. See you soon.
We now come to the SNP motion on Gaza. I think it's important on this occasion that the House is able to consider the widest possible range of options. I have therefore decided to select the amendments both in the name of the Prime Minister and in the name of the Leader of the Opposition.
Perfectly legitimate views on different sides as to the propriety of today's proceedings. However, I would just say gently to some honourable members opposite who have said that you cannot possibly have an opposition day motion being amended by another opposition party, that some of the members who are shouting the loudest
Point of order, Leader of the House.
It also appears from the advice of his clerk that the decision is taken against the long-standing and established processes and procedures of this House, and that the consequences may be that government is not able to respond to opposition day motions, and as such, the government does not have confidence that it will be able to vote on its own motion. For that reason, the government will play no further part in the decision this House takes on today's proceedings.
Taking that, I will. The question is that the House.
We back, baby. Do you know why they can't vote against the ceasefire in the land now known as well, I'm gonna call it what it is. It's occupied Palestine, because of the Israel lobby.
Expand on that, Jesse.
So basically, governments work by lobbying. So you have people that lobby the governments and say, hey, do this, do this. Yeah. Like, have you guys seen Don't Be a Menace to South Central, Drinking Juice in the Hood?
It's a classic movie, bro.
He's like, yo, man, I got these cheeseburgers. Yeah, the Israel lobby basically have cheeseburgers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they give them to people in power.
Mm-hmm.
And then
You trying to get cancelled?
I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm just asking.
But that's what it is. APAC in America. Over here we have the Friends of Israel. They're all over the world, and they're in positions of power. They're very few in number, but they're in very, very prominent positions of power with a lot of influence.
Mm-hmm.
And there are politicians out there, if that's what you can call them, but they receive money, like actual physical money, to push things in parliament that favor their agendas, the agenda blender. And that's why.
Do you know what I say about what that video we just saw?
Mm-hmm.
These are the people that are running the country, Jesse.
The world.
The UK Parliament.
Who runs the world?
Girls, apparently. These people are the people running the country, bro. and they descended into absolute madness. Oh, throw him out. Bro, these are the people that are making the rules, bro.
Yeah.
They're acting like children, like 5-year-olds.
Yeah, it's literally that. Have you seen when you ask them a question and they can't say yes or no, and they just do other stuff like yeah, it's like
that's what Boris Johnson sounded like, wasn't it? But brother, what saddens me about this is, like I said, is that these are the people that are running the country, and these are the people that are the ones making the laws and the rules and the regulations, and they couldn't decide.
No. They refuse because they can't go against their paymasters.
But this is what I'm trying to say. They couldn't decide. They couldn't grow a backbone and say, yeah, yo, this is what's going to go down. And so, do you know what I think's happening, Jesse? I think we're watching the fall of the West. I think we're living in the fall of the Western world in real time.
You think so?
I think we're living in the fall of the Western world in real time. Do you see when a people are falling, they never think that they're falling?
No.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like a nation never actually thinks that it's falling, but it's actually falling because inside the country is where the fall happens. People think countries get invaded. They do, but only after they've weakened from the inside.
Facts, yeah.
Okay, and if you read history, which I really do, you will find that all the other nations that got invaded you can only invade a weak country, right? You can only invade it when it's weak, right? And so I said to people, listen, you lot better start learning Mandarin or Russian, one of the two, because at this point, right, the West is going to be invaded at some point in the next 150 years because it's weak. We're here arguing about whether a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man, Jesse.
Yeah. By the way, we've been told by Haydor13, please refrain from spreading the same anti-Semitic tropes on your platform.
What anti-Semitic tropes? Was that? Are you talking to you?
I guess so. So we're gonna just stop talking.
I don't know what anti-Semitic tropes is being spread on this platform. I don't spread anti-Semitism. But then at this point in time, people have got this is the world we're living in, bro. You can't say anything. You can't speak. No one can say anything. Everyone's got a word. Transphobia, racism, anti-Semitism, another phobia, fat phobia, fat shaming. Everyone's got a friggin' word nowadays, brother, for things. Can't people have conversations? And this is the thing. This is why I really do think we are living in the fall of the Western world. People don't think that they're living in the fall of the Western world, but I believe that we are. I look at the scope of what is going on, the disharmony that is happening within the West between men and women. I look at the disharmony that's happening where people don't know who the hell they are. I look at the disharmony within the education system. I look at the fact that people are not allowed to speak anymore. And if they do, they get cancelled. Bro, these are all trademarks, bro, of your nation falling.
No, facts.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
and so in my personal point of view, you guys buckle up because, it's going to get worse. If this is the way we're going, it's going to get worse. And so we are now living in the fall of the West, and everyone that has some new name for someone, oh, he's a racist. Oh, he's a transphobe. Oh, he's an anti-Semite. Yeah. Oh, he's an Islamophobe. Oh, it's just like, it's everything now, bro. Everyone's offended by something.
Yeah. It's crazy when you live in a place where you can't, you say something that's true and then you get labeled.
You get labeled, bro. You get cancelled.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Oh, a man can be a woman. Really?
Have a baby then.
Really? A woman can be a man. Oh, really? You have to say it. Otherwise, we'll cancel you. So you're telling me that I have to look at an apple and say it's an orange?
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to fuck me up.
I watched the Dave Chappelle thing recently on Netflix. His latest thing, he's talking about Jim Carrey. He says he's on set many years ago, and it was a Jim Carrey movie, and he didn't know that when Jim Carrey is playing a part, he stays in character, even off camera. And then when the camera stopped rolling, he goes, "Hey Jim, how's it going?" And everyone's like, "No, don't call him that. You got to call him,
call him his character name. Yeah."
And then the whole time he's talking to Jim Carrey about calling him this other guy's name, and everyone's going on as if Jim Carrey is this other guy. And he said that's how he feels talking to trans people.
100%.
And he got some more backlash for that.
This is a thing.
But that's how he feels.
You're not allowed to say anything nowadays, guys. Everyone's going to get cancelled, and
Cancelled.
people don't understand what fascism really is. Do you know what I mean?
This is it.
You don't understand what it really is,
Yeah.
and we're living in a time where fascism is really rearing its head. Like, forget racism, forget Islamophobia, fascism. You can't say what you know to be the truth, and if you do, we are going to get you. What? It's crazy, bro.
Okay, so Haydor's thank you for elaborating on what you're saying. Really appreciate it. He said the anti-Semitism that I was spreading was the tropes of a Jewish lobby running the world and paying people. Every damn country has a lobby. Facts. There's no conspiracy here. Furthermore, Israel is recognized countries in 1984. These are all facts, he said.
Which is cool, but like, if we act, this is the thing about me, I don't like to act as if things don't exist. If we act as if certain things don't exist when we know they do, then we are just as bad, right? So look at France, the new president of Burkina Faso. France, in the Francophone countries, currently, right now, are printing the money of the Francophone countries.
Oh yeah, I did know that, actually. Yeah.
They're printing their money, which basically means if you don't do what the hell I want you to do, I can just cut off your money supply.
I own you. Even when you're dead, I own you.
And people say that white supremacy doesn't exist. What's more white supremacist than think you can print my motherfucking money and take my resources, and I'm a white person? See, the thing is, I think people don't understand because I think the term white supremacy and stuff is thrown around when it doesn't actually apply. But it does exist.
Yeah.
But it doesn't exist the way you think it exists. Do you know where I think white supremacy exists? In sports. Like when Leah Thomas can go into swimming as a man, a white man. You know Leah Thomas, who won the NAAC championships as a white man, identify as a woman and win the competition. Could a black guy do that? Could a black man go, a physically built black athlete, go into a woman's competition, identify as a woman and win it?
I would say yeah.
Now they probably, actually, let me retract that. Now they probably could. But generally it doesn't happen. When you see these athletes who are identifying as a different gender, it's normally white people. It's not black people going around. And I don't want to identify as a woman and go into synchronized swimming.
I know.
And like win all the synchronized swimming.
You wouldn't win
bunch
anything.
of Jamaicans.
You wouldn't win anything.
A bunch of athletic Jamaicans.
I've seen like many years ago, before the whole gender fluid movement, they were like in my part of town, black men walking around in women's clothing, but they identified as men.
They didn't what?
They identified as men.
Yeah, but I mean, you can identify as they can identify as lesbian.
No, but they were men in women's clothing. But you ask them who they are, they tell you they're a man. They wouldn't tell you that they're a woman.
They're a woman. That's back in the day, isn't it?
Yeah, this was the time of transvestites. Remember transvestites? Yeah,
I remember because it went from transvestites to transsexuals to trans.
Yeah.
We are living in the fall of the West.
Trans comes from the Greek word, which just means to move, I think.
We're living in the fall of the West, Jesse. It's really that simple. That's what we're doing. We're living in the fall of the West, guys. And you guys buckle up and enjoy the ride because start learning Russian or Mandarin.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, I want to shout out Haydor13 because we clearly have different views, but you haven't jumped out the window. You're actually still watching the stream, so appreciate that.
No, but that's what I want. And that's what I've always tried to do. I've always tried to bring people together of different races, of different ethnicities, of different religions, and be able to have a conversation. Yeah. Let's have a conversation, even if we disagree.
Especially if we disagree.
Especially, I don't want to kill you, bro.
No.
You know what I mean? I can disagree with you, but it doesn't mean I want to kill you. You could be a Democrat or Republican or Labour or
As long as you're not a black woman, you're okay, right, Sa Ra? Because you hate black women. You can't fool me. Got your number.
Even if. No, I don't hate black women. I love black women, guys. But yeah, another group of people who, if you say the truth about them, you're a black woman hater again. Another group of people. Every group's got their thing, bro. Black women got it. Misogynist. You've ever heard misogynoir?
Misogynoir. Wow.
Misogynoir, bro. That's a new one coming out of America. That's misogynoir. So, basically black misogyny.
Wow.
So I would be part of the misogynoir crew.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Fuck off. Like, seriously, fuck off, man. Seriously, I'm so done with all of these labels, bro. Like, I think people understand. I'm so done.
Yeah, there's some people in the comments that dislike you.
Yeah, well, let them. That's fine. What did they say?
Number 4 said, "What?" I don't know what he's referring to. So this was how long ago was that comment? Like over 5 minutes ago, and the stream might be a bit delayed. So, dude, you're being funded by India. We all know this. I'm talking about you, Sa Ra Guy.
I'm being funded by India.
Yeah, India. How much did India pay you? And then he said, "What's your problem with Winston Churchill at Sa Ra Garvey? It's clear India's funding you. How much is India paying you? Tell us, bald boy." Yeah, bald boy.
No, it's a troll.
And then
why are you reading trolls' comments, bro?
Because I thrive with negativity.
Like,
why
do I hate Winston Churchill? Did he say?
Yeah.
Some random comment.
Shout out Hyperfocus as well. Very good contributions. But this comment, I'm going to read this from Ricky Guthrie. I haven't actually read it yet. So he said, 4 groups of people run the world. The Jesuit-controlled Vatican, royal families, the aristocratic blue-blooded families, and the Jewish community. Below that is the Freemasonic Lodge. Thank you.
Sounds like a conspiracy theorist to me.
Burr.
Sounds like a tin foil hat wearing conspiracy theorist. That's what it sounds like. Jesse, thank you very much, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in. Guys, it's just gonna get crazier and crazier and crazier. But we're gonna be here to document it all.
Yeah, and also we're doing like a podcast. That's how we started this whole thing. But getting guests has been difficult.
It's true. Like, we're doing a podcast here in the studio, guys. Each week, we should have some next week. We should have some people.
We'll see.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a podcast weekly, but I'll still be here weekly anyway. So you're going to see my round pointy head.
Yeah. If any of you guys want to come on the show, hit us up. I'll actually fund your travel to the airport so you can get a flight here. That's all I can do. I can get you.
Who are you? Delta Airlines?
No, I'm the taxi code. I'll get you to the airport, and that's it.
Oh, you'll get him to the airport.
Yeah. And after that, you're on your
After that, you can pay your $900 flight.
Exactly.
All right, listen, folks. Have a good weekend. Thank you all for joining in, and I am going to catch you all on the flip side.